EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington for the U.S. Open Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about this unusual layout?
It's actually the first golf course that Robert Trent Jones II has actually designed in Washington, and it just fits in beautifully with the environment. The Puget Sound really sets off the whole golf course. So it looks like a links golf course, but it can play in so many different ways. You can play it through the air, you can play it along the ground, and of course already it's hosted US Amateur and US Open. Second shot.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Settles in over the putt. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, a 5th consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. And setting up here in the rough. On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. He has this attempt for par. Dropping a shot here late in the round, Frank, with that bogey at the 14th. Now a 7-footer.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the US Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green, well, it should be very well received.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Solid play, heart of the green, and getting ready for the putt. And that's a bogey. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beached.
Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem is going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
Just a couple of feet. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Pressure's beginning to rise here. 17th hole of the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, and this one, Frank, the par 3, will require a really good shot.
It's amazing how many U.S. Opens have great 17th hole. I think of Winged Foot, par 3, 17th, even Marion, par 3. This one will certainly fit in the same vein. It's named Derailed, and it will derail many a player trying to win a U.S. Open.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance.
Really, this is an awkward length.
Ooh, that hurts. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. That was not a very good read right there. Has his par. Well, that'll do it for day number 1, and a tough start for some of those who were hoping for better things.
Yes, well tomorrow.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Hello again and welcome to the U.S. Open. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're here at Chambers Bay with those massive rolling fairways, the towering dunes, unpredictable coastal winds. What a test, Frank, for the best players in the world.
That's right, and it's going to be the first time these professionals are going to play it. We've seen it host a U.S. Amateur in the past, and this is a daunting test, especially if the wind gets up. There's enough bunkers out there to trap the best players in the world. Those greens fast and firm enough to repel any shot that's not struck perfectly.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first, it is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of the screen.
This is the second shot at the par 4. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
This is a good-looking shot. Frank, how did he do there?
I would say more than the average. Get it inside 20 feet from that distance.
Frank, we see it every single round. These kind of putts determine whether it's a good score or an average score.
Yeah, and just like that, a bogey. He does not feel like he deserves.
So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Plenty going on here today. Let's see what's happening at the 14th. Frank, we all live for Sunday afternoons, the excitement, the drama, trying to win a championship. But there's something fun about a Friday afternoon, isn't there?
That's when the professionals really work for their money too. Obviously, on your great weeks, you get a ton of money. But just to grind through one more par, just to get it in the weekend, too often we don't see that out of a player.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling them right now.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This is a case of anything that could go wrong. Not just probably, it did.
Just a pure strike, a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Mark that as a birdie on the card.
A very quick exit, miscut. Not the only one there, but surprising.
The weekend now to regroup. Just didn't hit many good shots.